Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome back to my channel. I have been wanting to film a video like this for a while. I haven't filmed a minimalism related video in quite some time and I kind of miss it. I miss talking about it. I miss sharing tips with you guys. So this video is about how to be happy with what you have. Now obviously I am not perfect. There are still things that I see online and just in general walking around life that I want in my home, but I don't immediately run out and buy things like I used to a few years ago. When I was younger, someone gave me this little, it was like the size of a business card, but all it had on it was a quote. And that quote was, happiness is not having what you want, but wanting what you have. And I just want you guys to kind of have that quote in the back of your mind for the duration of this video. So in this video, I'm going to be kind of asking you a series of questions, and I want you to have these questions in your mind just as you go throughout life, as something comes up that you might want to purchase. So the first step in being happy with what you have, being content with the things you already own in your life, is to take inventory of what you have. The average American household has like hundreds of thousands of items in their home. You could not possibly list every single item that is in your home. But before you go out and start shopping just for the sake of shopping and just starting to think about all the things you want, actually spend some time in your home, spend some time taking inventory of your things. I think it's really important to declutter things that don't spark joy and don't add value to your life. Spark joy might sound kind of familiar to you. That is a very KonMari method phrase, and add value is more of a thing that the minimalists would say. Does it add value to your life? So before you start going out and shopping for things that you don't even know if you really need, you need to get rid of things that are just the excess. Whenever something pops up in your mind as something you might want to purchase now or in the future, jot it down. Make a list of the things that you want. Make a little wish list. I like to go through and kind of check back on my wish list and see how many things I still actually want, and what I am really glad I didn't buy in the moment because I only wanted it one time. And I was actually just watching a video from the Financial Diet, and they actually have a rule. It's like you jot it down every time you want it, and if you've wanted it 5 times in 1 year, then you could probably get it for yourself. That's just something I like to do, is keep a list of the things that I want and really sit on those things before I immediately go out and buy them, especially if they're expensive items. But also it doesn't matter if they're inexpensive, because a ton of inexpensive items obviously add up. So in your list of things that you want, also write down, why do you want that item? Do you want it because it's actually going to serve a purpose in your life? Do you want it because you think it's going to add beauty to your space, which does serve a purpose? Do you want it because you think it's going to make you into a different person, your ideal version of yourself? Do you want it because someone told you you should have it? If something made you want that item, take note of that too. Is it something that you saw in an advertisement? Is it something you saw in a magazine? Is it something one of your favorite YouTubers talked about? Or something you saw when you were walking around in a store? What are these triggers? Because if you don't know you want something until you see it, do you really want it? Do you want how can you want something if you don't know it exists? So what made you realize that it is something that exists? And think about how long you went in your life without having it. In thinking about what triggers these desires, be it advertisements, the YouTubers that you watch, the stores that you walk around, can you avoid these triggers or limit them in some way? As an example for me, I do not watch advertisements as much as I can possibly avoid them, and in doing so, there have been so many products that have come out that I don't know they exist. But if you are the type of person who spends their time walking around Target and you walk out of Target with you know, $200 worth of things that you didn't know you wanted until you saw them on the shelves, maybe don't spend so much time at Target walking around if you feel like you're not happy with what you have. Another way I have personally avoided these triggers is I unsubscribed from a lot of beauty YouTubers. I didn't want to hear about all the new products that were coming out. I felt like it was making me feel a little more discontented with my own makeup collection, and I was frankly tired of using my willpower. So I just hit unsubscribe, and I don't miss any of those people. When thinking about whether you need that item, go back to step 1 about taking inventory of the things that you have. Do you already have something that fulfills the purpose of the item that you want? Something else to consider is whether or not you can afford that item. And I'm not just talking about going up to the register and being able to pay the price for that item. I'm also talking about how much it might cost to maintain that item. How much it might cost to store that item. Your space in your home has value. It actually has monetary value, and everything that you have in your space should serve a purpose, because otherwise it's just a glorified storage unit. When it comes to seeing how long you can go without that item, unless it's a true emergency and you actually need that item, try waiting at least a month, although I like to personally wait longer than a month. Now, being happy with what you have is more than just being content with the things that you own. It is also being happy in your relationships, in your career, your personal life, etc. So I want you to take a moment and think about the last time you felt joy. What triggered that feeling? How long did it last? Now I want you to think of the last purchase that you made. How much does it cost? How much does it cost to maintain it, if you do have to maintain it? How much joy did you feel when you first acquired that item, and do you still feel the same amount of joy now as you did when you purchased it? What I'm getting at here, if it's not super obvious, is the last time you felt true joy probably has nothing to do with the items that you own. And those items that are on your wish list are not going to bring you true joy or lasting joy. So when you think about the thing that actually brought you joy, try to acquire more of those experiences in your life than the items that are on your wish list. So again, I want to say, I am not perfect. There are still things that I want to own. There are still things that are on my wish list, but when I compare myself now to how I was a few years ago, I do not purchase nearly the amount of unnecessary items that I used to. Sometimes I still purchase unnecessary items, but they usually end up in my declutter pile later. So please comment down below, what was that last time in your life that you felt true joy? I really want to know. It'll put a smile on my face. I hope it will put a smile on your face, as well as anyone reading the comment section while they're watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I will see you soon. Bye.